One benefit of the deep freeze in this region is the ice wine. I tell you, that's nature's concession to us. It's wonderful dessert wine that's the result of leaving those grapes in the vine into winter.
Yeah, to celebrate the outcome and the patience that goes into this. There's the New York Ice Wine Festival. Joining us to talk about this, Andrea O'Neill from Casa, Larga, and Geer from Brick City Catering. Thank you both for being here in this spread.
Looks
Thanks
great.
for having us.
Good morning.
Oh my goodness. So first of all, the Ice Wine Festival, a lot of people really love this because to them, that's their favorite wine.
Yes. Yeah, ice wine is a very special wine, and a lot of people like to complain about the cold weather we have here in New York, but actually, we get to have two harvests in New York because we can harvest in the fall and then again in the winter when the grapes actually have an opportunity to freeze and produce this luscious dessert wine.
Really sweet. It's a kind of, people call it dessert wine because it's kind of like sipping wine. You really just don't drink it like you would a regular wine.
You know, some people have it in place of dessert. Some people have it with dessert. Some people put it over ice cream. Sometimes people might have it before dinner, like as an aperitif. You can mix it in cocktails. There's a lot we can do with ice wine today.
And you're pairing it with different foods, right?
Correct. I've infused the ice wine into savory dishes. So when we first started this about 3 years ago, I did some research, and what I came across was it's not very known in savory dishes. Like Andrea said, it's something that you see, I used to drizzle over pound cake with berries and things like that. So
sweet on sweet.
Right, correct. So trying to infuse it into savory dishes has become, a challenge, and I'm a science person, so it's a challenge when it comes to savory dishes, but it's been a lot of fun. So this year we stepped it up. We made everything kind of love themed because this is on Valentine's Day. So
nice.
Lots of heart shapes. So it's visually love, and also once you taste it, you'll taste the love as well.
Yeah, you're saying Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Correct.
What should people know if they're thinking, boy, this is something I might be interested in going to? What can they expect?
What they can expect, there's a lot going on. We have blackjack tables. We have something outside this New Year called the Love Shack. It's a tent outside. It's going to be heated. That's your staging ground to take a horse and carriage ride. Outside we have mulled wine, hot chocolate.
Nice.
And this year we're going to have an ice luge cocktail. So we're actually going to pour the cocktail through the ice luge, and you put your glass under it. It's made with ice wine.
Yeah, Hannah Welker's making that for you, I think. Right?
Inside, all kinds of different guests there. Besides, there's 11 wineries, including Casa Larga. So the premise of the festival started as a way for us to teach the community and the public about what true ice wine is. So we have 11 producers from New York State that make exceptional ice wines. You can taste those. And then you get to taste all these fantastic foods that Brick City has made with ice wine. So that's the culinary part.
It does sound pretty great. And if I'm not mistaken, there are some years you can't even do ice wine because you need a significant freeze in order for this to work, right?
Yeah, there's been a couple of years where either we picked them and they were not quality enough to use in our ice wine. And there's some years when we first did it, the very first year, they never froze. So.
Wow. And you need that because the sugars, they condense and they get...
Yeah, so the longer you leave the grape on the vine, like a raisin, if you think about a raisin, it increases in sugar. Well, in there is also water. So when the grape freezes, we take all the water out, and all that's left is a sugary juice, almost like a honey coming out when it's being pressed. Because there's so much sugar, these wines could take up to a couple months to actually ferment, versus a regular wine might only take a few weeks.
So you've got two kinds here. You've got one that is Fiori del...
Yep, they're all Fiori delle Stelle. In Italian, that was my mom, she named them. That means flower of the stars. Because if we think of traditional wine, we want a lot of sun. Well, with ice wine, we wait for that real crisp, cold night with the stars and the bright moon. And we make a Vidal, a Cab Franc. We also have the only champagne in New York and in the U.S. right now infused with ice wine. We're coming out with an infused vodka with ice wine. So that's going to be something new. Yeah, we're always trying to do something new.
There we go. Hey, real quick, cost. Obviously, February 14th at Casa Larga.
Yes, February 14th at the winery. $60 a ticket. It's $65 at the door. And if you're planning on coming, I would get them early because we probably will sell out.
From 11 to 6 that day, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Autumn, thanks so much for the science lesson. We're going to get a chance to taste it in a minute. I got to try this.
Yum, yum, yum. Hey,
excellent.
Weather, traffic, local headlines coming up next. Also, Hannah Welker learning how to install windows. It's DIY Wednesday. We'll catch up with her at 8 o'clock.
Oh, boy, I'm scared.